YouTube, Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming to you guys with a tournament report with Geargia. I ended up, after the regionals, being quite busy over the week with various bits of uni work, so I really needed something that I could build together quickly, that is always the same template in my head, and this was one of the decks that kind of came to mind. A friend of mine actually played Geargia at the event, and he scooped to me in the regionals because he had to go, and I thought, hey, why not? Geargia is a deck that I've been told that I'm actually kind of good with. I know most of the combos just by looking at them, rather than with Mermail, I really have to think forward. With this deck, I can literally see them in my hand, and I'm pretty sure of where I'm going to go. So, people were telling me, play Geargia, you're alright with Geargia, why not? So, I ended up building it, threw it together 3 AM Saturday morning for the Saturday locals. This is now Sunday. And I ended up going 3-1 with it, coming fourth. Sadly, quite a few of the people who were regularly come to my locals didn't come, and they went to a different venue, which kind of upset us, and we ended up only having 13 people, whereas normally we're able to crest about 20. It is a comparatively small locals down here in Cardiff, but it's bigger. Some of my other ones are bigger, but it's quite small in Cardiff. But I ended up going 3-1, coming fourth. I was a little upset with my loss, because my loss resulted because I opened triple maxi. And I didn't get to use any of them. But anyway, I'm just going to get into the profile, and I'll tell you my matchups at the end of it. But ultimately, I'm happy with how the deck performed. It's just sometimes I really did lose to bad hands in some of my games. I lost a lot of game ones, and then I lost a lot of other games just from drawing absolute trash. I actually honestly prefer not to side deck with this deck because it just hurts the consistency of it too much. So we're going to start the list off with 3 copies of Geargia Armor. Geargia Armor, you should all know how crucial this card is. If you can keep this card set for a turn, you almost always win. If you can have it set and then flip it, depending on your hand, you should win. It's that simple. That plus, there are so many different combos that result in game from this card alone that are ridiculous. So, triple armor. To get to the triple armor, 3 Arsenal. I don't believe in playing 2 Arsenal. Mainly because I'm unlucky and I don't open this all the time, and I don't open ways to get to it all the time. So playing 2 Arsenal is just wrong. You want to get to armor as quickly as possible, and Arsenal is a way to get there. And it's also a 1700 aggressive card, so why not? When you come into grind games and when you're losing, especially when you're under cards that stop you making your big Xyz push, so synchro pushes, this card really strong. Then I did opt to play Triple Accelerator. I know that some people play 2 and you can get your OTKs off with 2, and sometimes I did side 1 out. But the reason why I like playing 3 of this is because if your plays go wrong, you have another one for pushes later on in the game. I just really like having the extra accelerator in case something goes wrong. So it's there, and if you draw it, it means you don't have to search it with your armor, or you can search another with your armor, so you can make even bigger plays when you're going for the OTK push. It's just, you don't lose much for not not playing the third. I'm a little out of it. I then play 3 copies of Geargia Mark II. I absolutely love this card. It's the tour guide of the deck. I just wish I had more extra deck space to play more 3s. Almost always the only reason you'll play this is for the gear play, the trap card. But I wish I had more room for 3s in the deck. I ended up only being able to play 1 wind-up Zen mains for the 3, and I wish I'd played other 3s because there were so many situations in which Zen mains was really subpar, which really upset me against the Prophecy players that I went up against, where Zen mains was just terrible, and the Harpie player that I lost to. So it was really good, but I wish I had more 3s to use it with. I almost always used it in tandem with Geargia, or as I affectionately refer to it as Mark 1. Geargia Mark 1 is actually incredible because of its effect to resurrect a level 4 machine. Because you can get back one of these guys, which I'll get to in a sec. He's just incredible. I don't understand why people would just run the Mark 2s and just not the 1. I understand that Mark 3 is pretty cool as well, but I really like this guy, so I'm really looking forward to Mark 3 coming out, but I would never cut this. I would play the Mark 3 alongside it. But yeah, that's the Geargianos, and that's the entire Geargia complement. Those are the only Geargias I play. I then play for the Karakuri component 2 Watchdog and 1 Strategist. These are our Karakuri tuners. There were so many situations yesterday in which I wanted to play Kuik, because Kuik leads to some really nice plays where you can just go summon Kuik, swing over a guy, get this back from the grave, or get a watchdog back from the grave, make a big, make a big synchro. But also the fact that the Kuik could have given me some extra damage that could have resulted in game a lot quicker. In situations where I didn't have another tuner left in deck, or because of the fact that Kuik actually has half decent attack compared to 600 and 500. But Saizan is actually really cool in his own right, in combination with Geargia, because if you have a Saizan that you've either used in the grind game or it's found its way to the graveyard, you can go Mark 2, resurrect Geargia, tribute Geargia for the watchdog, and then synchro for Black Rose, blow up your opponent's field, or you can start going off by making bureaus. So that's pretty damn cool. So that's them, and then the only other tuner I play is Gen X Ally Birdman. This card is stupid in this deck. This card is outrageously good in Geargia. If you have this and armor, you win. You have an OTK. So this card is ridiculous. And then the final card I played was one Redox, which I saw once, and it was useless. So that's the entire monster component. I think it's 16, just between 16 and 18 monsters. I didn't count, but I think it's around that number. The spell lineup is pretty streamlined. You really don't need spells all that much in this. I played one Mind Control. This is my only one of. I didn't play Dark Hole because I thought that Dark Hole was bad because you play Geargia armor. And I didn't play Book of Moon because I thought Book of Moon was subpar in this deck. I played one Mind Control to make dead tuners in my hand live, and also to get around things when I was making my OTK. I played against a Geargia player round 1. I made my full OTK by taking out his back row. He still had a set card. I didn't know he was playing Geargia at the time. He still had a set card. So I went for my full OTK, and he's like, "You still don't have game, do you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Mind Control, and he immediately then picked up. But it was the finishing blow in so many damn situations. In theory, sadly, I only saw it once. I only saw it in that one play, game 1, round 1, where I was able to go off turn 2 and then just go Mind Control. Good game. So Mind Control was pretty damn good. I really like it. And for those people who in the Blackwing deck profile thought this was fake, it's not fake. It's German. Hang on, if we can do the DE. DE, WC5, DE, Deutsch, German. Gedanken Control. It is not fake. I then played double MST. I felt that 3 was too many because I was playing Trapstun, which you'll see in a bit. And then I played the 3 Upstart Goblin. My friend, who I kind of copied, who kind of inspired me to play this, was playing a Hobanized variant, as he likes to call it. So I thought, why not? I've been testing Hobanized things just for the fun of it. Chucking in 3 Goblin, 3 Reckless, Karkadis, just speeding up decks. So I thought I'd play this. And also these are lovely demo pack Upstart Goblins. They aren't just commons, they're demo packs, so they're really hard to find. So they're really nice. So that's the spell art. Those are the only spells I played. My only complaint about the Upstart Goblins is sometimes it made game pushes a little bit more awkward. Sometimes you couldn't quite get game and you had to kind of make Draco sack and stall for a turn until you could deal that extra K. But it was still good at flowing you through the deck. And then for the trap lineup, we play a lot of traps. We play triple Reckless Greed. Hoban. Most of the time, you'll only ever flip this if you have 2. Or if you have a game push anyway, and you have the armor set, you'll almost always flip this, try and find the MST to stop Phoenix Chains and things like that, and then you'll flip the armor and go off. So those are the only situations in which you'll use those just on their own, but otherwise you'll wait until you have 2. Then we have 3 copies of Geargia Gear. This card was ridiculous in tandem with one very special extra deck card that's just come out that I'll just go get now. It's the best feeling in the world to set this and like an MST or like a bluff back row, and then go. Your opponent like sets up their board. They set a monster and set maybe three or 4 spell traps, and then in their end phase you go gear, go into your turn, burn a card if you're able to because you do need to get yourself 1 card below. If they go +1, it's fine, and then you find yourself dropping this over the 2 level 4 Geargianos. This was outrageous, and I actually did this play against a Prophecy player who he set up his entire board, and then I just went gear. Exiton, what do you do? So it was ridiculous. I absolutely love Exiton Knight in this deck. He puts in so much work for allowing you to, for setting up clear boards for you to build big boards. I know you can't OTK after you use this effect, which is kind of balancing, but he's just so good at clearing out your opponent's back row and saying, can you set more cards? No? Oh well, I'm going to OTK you next turn. Fantastic. And then played double trap stun. I really didn't want to run into traps with this deck. I didn't want to play Barkion on my extra deck, which my friend did. So shout outs to Johnny for playing the Barkion, because the Barkion is a good shout. But I didn't want to find the room in the extra deck, so I just played double trap stun. I never used these when I was going for the OTK. All of my OTKs actually went off fine, but I used these in the grind games quite a fair bit. I then played double Fiendish Chain, because double Fiendish is ridiculous. Double Mirror Force, protect your guys, deal with those Thunder Kings that like to attack you, and also clear your opponent's board for your OTKs. I then played for my one-offs, one Call of the Haunted, because I respect the power of Call of the Haunted in this deck, but I didn't want to find the room for a second, so I played the one. Bottomless, the one Torrential, same mentality as an Evil Swarm and Dino Rabbit. If you need to reset the board, you need to reset the board, otherwise don't play it, and then Solemn Warning. Because Warning is ridiculous, especially for locking out the Gauze and the Battle Fader when you're trying to go for your game push. So that was the main deck. It's 40 cards exactly. It should be 40 cards. I hope it's 40 cards. But I would literally change nothing in there, I don't think. I think maybe I cut the Mind Control for another trap, but otherwise it's pretty good. Then for the extra deck, I played one Black Rose Dragon, because easy destruction is easy, so Black Rose is a good card. I then played double Shogun Model 00 Beret. This card is great for the OTK pushes, and its battle position changing effect is ridiculous. 2 Steel Shogun Beredo. I love this guy. I love his effect, which when you change a battle position with a Karakuri, lets you draw a card. This was really good when I used Reckless, so Beredo was great. And there were so many situations in which I wished I had if I'd upstarted and I put my opponent down to like a K because of the upstart. I wished I was playing Felgrand so I could exceed these two and make Felgrand, but there were so many situations in which that was actually the case, but I wish I'd been playing it. And then for the non-Karakuri 8s, I played one Scrap Dragon for clearing stuff. I couldn't find my ulti, so I was playing a Tin Super. It was horrible. One Stardust and one Crimson Blader. No one would trade me their Super, so I'm still stuck with a rare. So that's the synchros that I played. I only ever made the only card I didn't make was Crimson Blader. I made everything else. Then for the Caesars, I played 1-3 in the form of Zen Mains. I felt he was the best generic 3. If you want to hear my thoughts on Zen Mains in detail, go check out my review video on this card. I then played double Geargia Karakuri X. You don't need 3. I made 2 once. Otherwise, you almost only ever make 1 of these to search your Birdman for your OTK. So, Gigant X is there. I played 1 Honor Arc. I made this once and stole a Priestess, so that was pretty good. And then it got stolen with another Honor Arc. No, it got stolen with another Honor Arc in a different game. I can't remember which one it was. He did steal something in a Karakuri Geargia matchup, which I can't remember. And then he got Honor Arced away in that same matchup. I then played 1 Exiton Knight. I made this once, and it was worth every penny, so it's ridiculous. 1 Dweller, which I never made, and 1 Draco Sack, which I never made either. So, that's the extra deck. I made most of my choices. I'm pretty happy with my choices. I'd probably cut the Dweller because I didn't really need it. I had a good side deck for anything that was graveyard related, and I never actually played against anything graveyard related, which was kind of sad. Onto the side. The side is kind of so-so. It probably could have done with a bit more work, but it is what it is. I played double Fossil Dino Pachylefalo, or Pachycephalo, or however you want to pronounce it. I really like this card, especially in Geargia, because you can just set it and they go, that's an armor. And they can go Spatial Summoning away, and then they just run into this. So if they think they'll always think it's an armor. They'll almost always think this is an armor. It's the same in set. It's the same reason I played it in Mermail, because you could set this and they go, that's a Lind, and they go off. Maybe even make Dweller to try and deal with that Lind, and then you just go Fossil Dino, kill your guys. So I love Fossil Dino. You can do so many clever bluffs with this card. I really feel it's a very smart card. I really like it. I then played Triple Maxi. This was bad. I shouldn't have played this, and I sided it in against a Harpie player, and it ended up being my demise. I sided it in against a Harpie player because he was playing a very aggressive build with Summoner Monks, and he was just special summoning every single turn game 1. I was like, right, I'll get him for that. I put these in. Game 2, I didn't see him. And I won Game 2 in 2 turns, so I didn't need to see him. And then Game 3, I lost because I drew... I opened 3 of this, an MST, and Trap Stun, I think it was. It was like 3 of this, MST, Trap Stun, and then I drew like Call of the Haunted, and I was like, well, fantastic, and I just lost. So I think that was my draws. It was pretty similar. It was horrible. For the spells, I played 1 Fissure, Mermail, anything graveyard oriented, Dark World, things like that. There were 3 Dark World players there. I didn't play any of them. 1 MST, the 3rd MST. Double Twister. I still need to find another ulti, which is kind of sad. These probably should have been Dust Tornadoes, but I like Twisters. Twisters are good. I never put them in, but they were in there. Double Rivalry, because everything in Euro TK is machines, so why not? What do we have next? Double DNA Surgery, Calling Machine against Prophecy is pretty damn good, which I actually did round 3 and round 4. So, DNAs. 1 Soul Drain, and then 1 Macrocosmos, which I put in against the Prophecy players as well. So that is the entire deck profile. To spell out my matchups quickly, round 1 I played against Karakuri Geargia, the self-same guy who actually made me want to play Geargia by playing it himself. I ended up 2-1-ing him, I believe, because I had my OTKs, he didn't. That's how the mirror goes. Whoever gets the OTK first and trap stuns their opponent wins. Round 2 I played against Harpies, and of course what you heard happened. Round 3 I played against Prophecy. I ended up 2-1-ing that matchup, and then round 4 I ended up playing Prophecy again and 2-1-ing that. There's not much else to say. Otherwise, any questions on the deck profile, please feel free to put them in the comment section down below. Anything you want to say about it, any advice, anything you like, anything you dislike, please let me know. And I will see you guys next time with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content. This has been Jamie the Kid 00. Peace out. Bye.